3, 2, 1.
Welcome to my channel. I'd just like to congratulate Blue Origin and their second New Glen rocket with the Super Heavy booster and the launch of their first commercial payload. A very bold move for New Glen to do this, and actually basically for New Origin to do this, especially Jeff Bezos' company. I mean, they must have bet a lot of, they did a gamble on this project. I mean, on this launch, they bet big. And let's just say this rocket supposed to be launched, believe it or not, on November the 11th, but due to Earth weather, it was delayed at Cape Canaveral on Launch Pad 39. So they scrubbed it for that day. And then on the 12th, they had to scrub it again due to a geometric storm, which caused a aurora all the way down to North Carolina or down to Georgia. And some people believe that, some other forces might cause that little flare. But hey, it could be natural, it could be artificial. Hey, it's whatever. Now, today, November the 11th, they have several issues. They post at least, they put a hole at least 3 times. And I thought, that's, oh my God, they're going to scrub it again. But they did some double checking and reassured that this rocket is good to go. And they not only restart the countdown, they only did it once, but they did it like at least several times. And the third time they did was a charm. So down to how it performs. When the rocket launched, on this second version of New Glen 2, it launched beautifully. Everything seemed to be normal. Everything seemed to be fine. The Jocelyn drone ship was ready to be recovered, the heavy booster, and that was the key thing. Was this rocket able to recover, able to land on it? And for it to behold, and I had to say congratulations to Blue Origin on this, for their patience for over 10 years with this rocket, on the research, development. I mean, the whole works. I can't go on saying this. That New Glen first stage heavy booster successfully landed on the Jocelyn platform. This is the second rocket company that a super heavy booster was able to recover. And this is just not the first time, but the second time. The first time, I mean, it failed. They found out what the problem was, and they corrected on this new second stage. Actually, on this new first stage heavy booster. And it performed amazing. I mean, right now we're the only country that was able to recover 2 super first stage heavy booster rockets. But Blue Origin New Glen is the first super heavy booster rocket to land on a drone ship platform. The biggest. That is a record. That is a 100% record. I mean, you could put it in the Guinness Book of World Record on this one. The biggest and heaviest first stage super booster rocket recovered ever. Now, this is going to bring pressure to SpaceX, because their super booster with first stage rocket is made of steel, and they had to use the chopsticks to land on the platform with the chopsticks to recover. Even though that's amazing, but Blue Origin taken to the next level. That means this rocket could able to land anywhere. It's a capability of landing anywhere and be reused again, either from a launch pad or from a floating platform, which brings to table that this is a game changer for Blue Origin. It opens the market for them. 100%. And I had to give congratulations to Blue Origin and their chief executive and their finance. I mean, they opened the doors for a lot of customers that everybody was focused on, not on SpaceX, but now this is a competition now. It is showing that Blue Origin jumped the gun ahead of SpaceX. And New Glen is ready for delivery, and NASA was the first one that did it with a super booster heavy rocket. And let's talk about their NASA, their first customer, launching their Escapade satellites, twin satellites, to go to Mars and do a geological survey on the history of Mars. Even though the craft, these spacecraft, will get there around 2027, I believe, and do the twin survey of the Martian world. So I'm not going to say much, but this is the only thing. Even though this rocket is not 100% reusable, which SpaceX's main goal is to recover both first stage and second stage of vehicles, but New Glen has demonstrated they was able to recover the first stage vehicle. And I could give them congratulations, which now they're in the competition of deploying, bringing out customers for their business for New Glen to be commercially ready. And NASA was the first one that did it, and they was able to recover it. That give them a big advantage with SpaceX, even though SpaceX do have Falcon 9 and Falcon 9 Heavy. But as of right now, SpaceX for their Starship is not ready. It's still experimental phase because even though their first stage is ready, it's just that the second stage, their Starship, is still experimental until we will see their version 3 Starship become when is it be available, when it's come online for testing. That's to remain to be seen. It could be either this year or I believe sometimes next year, with the second chopsticks probably already be finished and ready for use. But until then, let's give what credit's due. I'd like to say once again, congratulations to Blue Origin with the New Glen 2, with the successful launch of NASA Escapade, the twin satellites to launch for Mars. And you can't go any better than that. And like I said, this is probably a short video, and I will see you next time, and have a nice day. The space race, I could say this, the space race is on. And now I got it, guys. Now I got it. It's what it is.